All right. So building a six-figure business, all of you guys are here. Some of you are there. Some of you might not be. Some of you might just be interested in creating a high-end offer. But one of the things that I want to share with you today is just the importance of having a high-end offer in your, what I like to call offer suite. So our offer suite is basically what are the offers that we're going to be offering for our ideal clients that are going to help us actually reach six figures. And we aren't taught that in coaching school, right? Whether we were a health coach, a life coach, massage therapist, nutritionist, pricing your offers appropriately and making sure that you've got a good balance of, what it is to actually help you hit six figures was actually something that I never learned until I actually started working with a coach and we started playing with numbers. And I was like, oh, okay. So I know that many people get stuck here, whether it's around having an offer that is more than just your 90-day program, what actually goes into a high-end offer, what do you put in it, what's the mindset piece behind all of that? Like these are all really critical pieces if you want to make sure that you're actually hitting six figures. So we're going to dive into all of that today. And because you're live here on Zoom, you guys are also going to get some laser coaching from me. So I'm actually taking a component out of my paid program, Activate Abundance, and I'm teaching you this here for free. So amazing. I really want to help you guys get this piece so that you can walk away feeling confident that you have at least one high-end offer in the mix, because if you don't have a high-end offer that's priced somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000, and look, it can go higher too, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to actually hit that six-figure number because it is going to take a lot of your time, right? So when we think about the time that we have to spend on our business and the number of clients that we want to serve, we need to be really clear that our time is limited. And we want to make sure that we're able to have an amazing life where we do get to travel and do get to go on vacation. Like I got to go on vacation for 3 weeks. So if we don't have a high-end offer in our mix, then what ends up happening is that we are spinning our wheels, spending a lot of time trying to either sell one-off sessions, right? Or just getting that, 90-day client here or that 90-day client there. And it's just, a harder way to build and grow your business. I also want to speak into something before we dive into the workbook. By the way, does everybody have your workbook? If you need the workbook, just pop in the chat, let me know, and I'll make sure to send it. Okay. If you don't have your workbook, we'll make sure that we get it to you. So when we're talking about, memberships or courses or programs, I just want everybody to kind of understand the difference between those. So you've got what we're going to do today is talk about your high-end offer, which is your program. It's not a course. It's not a membership. Courses and memberships are more low-end offers. Okay, so a course might be a DIY course. It's a lower end offer. It's typically going to be at $1,000 or under. Memberships are going to be even lower than that. When we take a look at, many of the memberships out there, I think, whether it's, $97 a month or $47 a month. And here's the reason why I don't want you starting with courses or memberships. And it's because of a couple things. Number one, it takes you a lot of clients to sell $97 offers in order for you to hit six figures. Right? How many $97 clients do you need to enroll into your membership in order to hit six figures? It's a lot. Okay. The other thing is that client attrition inside of membership programs are really, really high because they don't have that personal touch. They don't have access to you and a consistency of care, because it's impossible for you to serve somebody at a high level when you're only charging $97 a month to actually, be inside of a membership. So typically a membership might get, have once a month office hours or, some DIY stuff or, very similar to a course, but it doesn't help people move the needle forward quickly enough to really create that relationship that they're going to want to stay with you. So there's a really, really high client attrition inside of memberships where somebody might join, but they're going to leave pretty quickly. And so what ends up happening is that you're constantly trying to sell a $97 offer in order to hit your numbers, which means you need to have a large audience. And if you're just starting out, you don't have a large audience. And by a large audience, I'm talking about 10,000, 25,000, 30,000 people on your email list or on a social media platform. Okay, how many of you have that? You have 25,000 people, Sarah? Oh, no. Okay. I was like, I don't even have that. Honestly, but here's the good news. And that is you don't need to have a large audience to have a six-figure business. If we can get a high-end offer in there so that you can really do what it is that you love to do, which is really serve and help people create impact in the world, right? Like that's why we got into it. We're heart-centered entrepreneurs. We want to really serve people. We want to help them create healthier, happier lives, right? And so I'm going to help you put together your high-end program so that you're doing that and so that they get incredible results. And if they're going to get incredible results, what do you think is going to happen? Any ideas?
They'll either stay working with you or refer people to you.
Yes. Bing, 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 bing. Exactly. They're going to want to stay with you, which means your client, it's going to take less of your time because you can re-enroll a client into working with you. And the beauty is that about 30% of your clients that work with you are going to stay with you, which is great, which means you don't have to keep trying to get new clients all the time. Now we are absolutely going to want to bring, new people into our ecosystem. So I'm not saying that we're not ever, bringing, new clients, but we don't have to bring as many because you've got people that know you, love you, trust you, getting amazing results, and they're going to want to continue to work with you. Yeah, cool. And referrals. Absolutely. So if someone's getting great results, we all love to share good stuff. Right? I share my mindset coach, I share my copywriting coach, I share my book coach, and, I invest in them because of the value that I get, but also because of the access. So this is the other thing that I want you to remember. Why are we creating a high-end offer? It's not just to make money. It's because the access that they have to you is going to help them to create their results quicker. The access that they have to you is going to help them to create results quicker. Right? It means that they can reach out to you at any time. It means that if they've got a question, you're going to be there for them. It means that you're going to be putting inside of your program things that are going to help them create the results quicker. And that means that they're going to do it a whole heck of a lot quicker than what is available for them to do it on their own. All right. Sound good? Who wants to create a high-end offer today? Pop in the chat yes if you're ready to create a high-end offer. Awesome. Who here already has a high-end offer? If you could just raise your hand and let me know. Do you have an offer that's 2,000 or above? Okay, great. Carol does. Edith does. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to, for those of you that don't have an offer of 2,000 and above, we're going to create the rest. And for those of you that do, this is awesome. This is going to support you as well, because you're going to be able to see, is there any tweaks that I want to make? Maybe I want to raise the price. Maybe I want to add something else. Maybe I want to make it more yummy for our ideal clients. So this is great. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Awesome. So for those of you that don't know me, and I think I know almost all of you, I'm Chris Williams. I am the founder and the creator of Activate Abundance Academy, as well as Six Figure Foundations. And my job and my love is to support women wellness entrepreneurs to create six-figure businesses that are actually helping people create results so that people can have healthier, happier lives. And I help you do that without trading your well-being or your integrity for success. Because we're not good to anybody if we are constantly working 20-hour days and feel exhausted and are stressed and are hustling for clients. And also, we don't want to, be, implementing tactics that don't feel good for us, right? As heart-centered entrepreneurs, we got into this world and into this work to really, really help people. And so one of the things that I know I really struggled with in the past was, how do I do this in a way that is going to allow me to help my clients get incredible results and to bring people into my ecosystem and serve them really, really powerfully without trading my integrity, right? Without, spamming or DMing or implementing a whole bunch of slimy, salesy tactics. So foundational components in your business, and this high-end offer is a foundational offer that I teach inside of Six Figure Foundations. I also teach it inside of Activate Abundance. And I want to really go through this with you and make sure that you guys walk away feeling 100% confident so that this week you can go out and share your high-end offer and bring on a new client this week. Who wants to bring a high-end client on this week? How amazing would that be? Yeah, well, you totally can. And I'm going to support you today on that. All right, why do we even create high-end packages? Here are the benefits. And I really want you to kind of be clear on why we're actually doing it. Because your business becomes more profitable because high-end packages are also going to be bringing in greater income per client, which means you don't need that large list that I was talking about, right? Which means that you can create a six-figure business with a very small audience. I created multiple six figures in my business at just with a Facebook group of 500 or less. And I think I maybe had somewhere between 500 and 1,000 on my email list at the time. So you don't need a large audience in order to create success. It also is going to help you free up your time because you don't need to work with as many people, right? So think about, how many people you would need to work with at a $97 offer versus your $2,000 or your $3,000 offer. If you want to create, and if, we're going to do the math, which I'm going to do some math here with you guys today too, just so that you can kind of see how this works. If you have a $3,000 offer, you only need to sell three $3,000 offers to actually have a six-figure business each month. So if you sold $3,000 offers a month, you would actually hit six figures because that would be what, 9,000, that would be more than six figures. So that would be $108,000. Okay, versus if you're trying to sell a whole bunch of $97 offers, we are looking at 103. So would you rather spend your time serving people and supporting 3 clients a month or 103? Do you feel like you could actually write 3? Yeah, it's a whole lot easier because the truth is it's the same amount of energy that you're going to employ to sell a $3,000 offer versus a $97 offer. Okay, the same principles, marketing and sales principles go into both. Okay, so you get to create a greater cash flow with a small list. Also, it helps you from slipping into over delivering, burning out, which is really important because we don't want to burn out. If we burn out, that means we don't have a sustainable business model. Okay, and you are here for a reason and you've got it on your heart to serve and share. So I really want to make sure that you're not burning it out. You can focus your business also on creating extraordinary results for your clients and not just selling your time, which liberates you to enjoy the life, to spend a business and a life that you love, right? So here's the interesting thing about this, and that is when we are just trying to sell one-off sessions, again, there's a lot of energy into selling a one-off session, and then you're going to have to resell that one-off session every single time. So what you're doing is you're basically trading your time for money versus creating a package where you're creating a container, which creates an experience. So we are actually able to share and help people create an experience versus just, come work with me for a 1-hour session, right? And you also get to become known as one of the best that you do. Because again, you are helping people create amazing results. So a high-end offer is going to allow you to serve them at a very, very high level, which means they're going to get results. And that means more referrals, more clients, and people are going to know you. You also get to elevate your sense of self-worth and you feel fulfilled at a soul level because it feels good to know that we are being well compensated for the work that we're doing. Again, it's not just about money, it's also about allowing us to create a life of freedom that allows us to serve and share and do what it is that we love to do. And that actually, when we feel really good about that, that boosts our self-worth. That allows us to feel fulfilled. It allows us to feel like we've got purpose and actually serving people in our business. It also allows you to keep your business simple to run. Oh, who wants simple? Anybody else here want simple? If you want simple, type simple in the chat. Yeah. When we're talking about courses and memberships, it's not simple at that point. Okay. Because that means that you need to have automated funnels. You need to have team to help you with backend tech. It is not simple when you've got a whole bunch of tiny little offers. Plus, it gets very, very confusing for your ideal client because they don't know where they might fit in to actually work with you. So when you have just, and what I like to teach my clients is we have two core main offers. One of them is high end, and that's what we're going to work with today. It makes it simple to run your business and you have a lot less stress because every single offer that you have inside of your business is actually going to speak to a different client. So if you're trying to create 10 different offers because you're trying to create lots of income in your business, and there's nothing wrong with making income, by the way. Can we just kind of put that out on the table here? There's absolutely nothing wrong with creating income. I want you to create income. I want you to be well paid serving and helping people because that means that you are making a difference in the world. And that means that you've got more freedom of choice. So simple is key. So what are some of the mindsets that we need to embrace? So why am I not just jumping right into pricing? Because I could tell you exactly what to put into a $3,000 or $2,000 offer. But if the mindset is missing, if you don't feel aligned with that, if you don't feel all in the value of actually being able to support somebody at this high level, it doesn't matter what you have, you're never going to offer it. Right? And so we want to really take a look at the mindset, and our mindset is more than just, just the thoughts that we're thinking. It's the way that we're being. It's the way that we're being in the world. It's actually a paradigm, a way that we get to look at the world. So some of the mindsets that we get to embrace as empowered wellness leaders here to do some big work in the world here is number one, every business has the opportunity to offer a high-end package. Every business, whether you are in sound therapy or energy work or a coach or a nutritionist, everybody, all of you here have an opportunity to create a high-end package. You just haven't been taught it yet. So we're gonna take care of that today. The other thing that I see over and over and over again is that your high-end clients replace less committed clients, right? So think about a $500 client versus a $3,000 client. If you're only charging $500 for a 90-day program versus $3,000 for a 90-day container and high-end offer, the chances of them showing up consistently, actually doing the work, taking the action so that they can get the results significantly goes down. And I experienced that myself when I was a coach. I would give my friends like these amazing discounts and they wouldn't follow through. And I was like, gosh, why? But when I started charging more for my services, it started attracting more committed clients, and more committed clients mean they show up, they take action, and they get results. Okay. There is always a percentage of people who immediately want to invest at the top. So I'm not saying that we only have a high-end offer because I know lots of us want to help others, right? So not everybody is going to want to invest, but there is a big percentage of people that want the best of the best. They want your attention. They want your time. They want access to you, whether it means that they can box for you at any time or have your eyes and ears on, if for those of you that are nutritionists, if you accept a text message because somebody's asking about an ingredient, there are people who absolutely want to invest at the top. I know myself personally, I invest at the top because I want access to the coach and I want to know that somebody's got their eyes, their ears, their brain, their heart on my business with me. And I want to know that I can reach out and ask a question and if people are going to get back to me anytime. So there are people in there that are like, you know what? I really want all of you. And because there's one of you, you're going to be very limited with the number of people that you can actually serve at the highest level there. So it needs to be priced appropriately. The other mindset that we get to take on here is you are worth more than you realize. This is not about, how much should I charge per hour? How many of you get confused with that? When it's like, well, it's 12 sessions for my 90-day program or 6 sessions. And that means that each session is going to cost XYZ price. Is anybody there? Yeah, Sarah. Yeah. So I want you to remember that this is not about one-off sessions. We're not like therapists, right? Where someone comes and has, a 1-hour call with us and then they never hear from us again, right? We're going to be creating something where we are not selling 6 1-hour sessions or 12 1-hour sessions. What we're doing is we're supporting them in creating a result, and we're holding them in a container. And I'm going to share with you what some of those pieces that you want to add to your container that give incredible value. What clients value is their transformation, not their time. And that's really what I'm alluding to. People are not, if you were to ask one of your clients, would you rather have, 6 one-on-one sessions with me, or would you rather, let's see, let me use weight loss, lose the, 20 pounds and be able to fit into your, sundresses again? People are looking for transformation. And the problem that we end up getting into as coaches and wellness practitioners is that we think that people are investing because of price. They're not investing in you or me or anybody else because of price. They're investing because of the transformation that they get to have with you. So be really, really clear about what you're selling. We're not selling price. We're not selling 12 sessions or 6 sessions. We are actually selling a transformation, results, health, happiness, better sleep, lower stress, more well-being, right? High-end packages also allow you to serve people at the highest level. We've talked about that because one-on-one coaching or high-end packages allow you to give more of yourself, and low-end packages, it's impossible for you to serve. I mean, again, if we do the math with 103 $97 offers, do you have the energy in your wheelhouse to serve 103 people a month in one-on-one calls for $97? Heck no, we don't have that time, right? Chances are we probably, in order to create a life that we love, we want to get really clear about how many clients would we absolutely love to serve that is also allowing us to create freedom in our business, right? We don't want to be, having back-to-back clients and burning ourselves out and still not being able to hit that number. So I want you to ask yourself, how many people would you absolutely love to serve that would also allow you to create freedom? And I know for my clients inside of Activate Abundance and Six Figure Foundations, I help them create a freedom calendar so that we can get really clear about how many clients do we really want to serve and also run our business. So an ideal week might look like you've got one office day, and then you've got where you are working on your business and not in your business, because we still have to wear the hat of marketer and entrepreneur and serving and giving generously, okay, versus the actual client delivery component of it. So I want you to think about that. There are more things for you to do inside of your business outside of just client delivery. Okay, so there's other things that we get to do, whether it's creating content or whether it's sharing or whether it's doing a workshop like I'm doing, for you today. So how many clients would feel really amazing? Sarah, how many clients would feel amazing for you that would allow you to also have time to work on your business? And we can also ask, like, how many days a week do we want to work? I know Margaret, here, wants to work 2 days a week. Awesome. So we get to price packages appropriately so that you're able to hit your income goal based on how many days or hours you want to work. Sarah, what would feel good to you? Can you hear me, Sarah? Oh, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
How many?
Is it
How
me?
many? Yeah. Did you say 3?
Yeah, I put some things in the chat, but it's fine, Chris. Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine. I can. No problem.
Okay, 2 clients a day, and
yeah.
Carol
So
says
I
3
want to
days a
work 3 days a week.
Okay.
Okay, and 2 clients max a day, so that would be 6 a week, right?
Okay, great, awesome. So if we want, and are those 6 clients, do you meet with them once a month or do you meet with them more?
If I'm basing it on what I do right now, it's every
Mhm.
2 weeks.
It's every 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that we're actually working with 3. If you meet with them, if we take a look at the numbers, if you're taking 6 clients every single week, and you do that do you do 3 weeks out of the month or 4 weeks out of the month?
4 for
Okay.
now, but yeah, that's a good question actually.
Yeah.
I would ideally like 3 weeks instead of 4. Okay.
Yeah. That's great.
Okay.
We just get to be clear on that. So
Okay.
really what we're looking at then would be 12, 12 clients a month or 12, 12 clients a month so that you could meet what it is that you want. And so if we take a look at that, do you have an income goal that you know that you want to hit?
No.
Okay. Do you want 6 figures, multiple 6? Like, are you looking to hit 6 figures, 2 or?
6 figures would be perfect to begin with, right?
Okay. Okay, cool. So we're going to want to take a look at the numbers then for your high-end offer. And if we take a look at 3 times 12, so let's see, if we have a $2,000 offer, wow. So if you are actually working with 12 clients throughout the month, Sarah,
Mm.
and you have a $2,000 offer, you're actually bringing in $24,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's more than I made last year. Okay.
that's $288,000 a year.
How much?
288,000.
Okay. So
Woo!
I know. So I could even halve that, right? And that would still be about 150.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good, right? Now can you see what we're looking at now is time that
Yeah.
we're gonna be putting in, right? And the beauty of that too is again, you get to serve them at the highest level so that
Mm.
you can be available for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Another way to take a look at that is if we did 100,000 divided by 2,000, that's 50 clients a year. Yeah, so we're really only looking at 4 clients a month for you. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And that's with the $2,000 offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Question is then,
How
how
does
do
that
I find
feel?
them? It feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So the reason why I'm doing numbers is because I want you guys to see for real numbers and how that transposes. Because a lot of times when we think, oh, I need to hit 6 figures, we think that we need to serve like 20 people a month, right? And you don't. You don't. And this is another reason why you want to have this type of high-end offer in your toolkit, in your offer suite.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. So
Wow.
you get to have an amazing life, right? Yeah. Cool. And I promise you, it's just as easy. I promise. As a matter of fact, I would say it's easier to sell higher end offers than it is lower end offers. It really is. And the reason is because you are so darn excited about the value that you're serving them and what it is that they get to work with you. So you're excited about sharing it and you're excited about the results that people get. Yeah. Cool. Another thing that we want to remember is that people are not investing in you. They're investing in themselves to get a transformation through you. Okay, so this is important because a lot of times as wellness entrepreneurs and coaches, we take on the responsibility to make sure that our client absolutely 100% gets the results that they want, right? Yeah, I know I do too. Like I want my clients to get amazing results. I want them to get everything that they want. But my clients are investing in me. I can't do their business for them. And your clients aren't necessarily investing in you. They're investing in themselves through you to have your support so that they can follow through and get the results themselves. It's their responsibility to get the results. And that means that we are actually holding them to a higher level than probably anybody has ever held them before. We are holding them as powerful people to actually implement what it is that they say they want with your support, giving them that accountability to help them get the result that they want. Pretty amazing, right? You know, I know that when I've worked with coaches in the past, you know, they've supported me. They haven't done the work for me, but they've supported me. And that feels really, really empowering for me to know that I'm investing in myself through them. I'm saying yes to myself to have the dreams that I want when I say yes to working with somebody. So when someone says yes to working with you, they're also saying yes to themselves. They're saying, yes, I want to have this transformation. They're saying, yes, I want to get over this problem. Yes, I want to have an end to this grief. Yes, I want to have an end to this struggle. Yeah, cool. All right. How is this sounding for you? How are these mindset pieces? Good. Got thumbs up from Carol. Are there any questions so far on what I just shared before we dive into actually creating your high-end package? How would it make a difference for you if you were able to work with 4 clients or 3 clients a month and still make 6 figures in your business? How would that make a difference? Go ahead and come off mute and share with me. I really want to hear that.
That would just be awesome. I do have one question though, Chris.
Yeah.
Is that like, so 4 clients a month at 2,000, okay. So that means that they just work with us for a month?
No, they would, you would be bringing 4 clients on each month, right? So it just depends. If you were selling if you were doing it for, you know, a 12-week period, that you would want to take a look at that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not just for a month package. It can be a longer package, right?
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, it could be a 6-month package. It could be a 3-month package. It could be, you know, whatever it is that, and again, what we're creating here is, what can we create to help them get the results? What would we need to include inside of our offer that supports them to actually get the results that they want to get? The way that I look at that is, what would I need to put into an offer that I absolutely know is going to help them? What would that look like? And that's kind of what I want to take you through here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Did someone have a question? Cool. All right. So here's what we do when we're taking a look at creating a high-end package. We want to understand what the package promise is. And when I say promise, I'm not saying that it's necessarily a guarantee. What I'm saying, a promise is, what can they expect to walk away with? What can they expect to walk away with? And when we think about a package promise, what we're saying is that when you work with me for inside of this program, it is going to solve a tangible, specific problem, right? And we want that, and when we're communicating that, it solves a specific, tangible problem that your ideal client knows that they have, and they're willing to invest to solve. Okay, so those 2 things are really important. When we're talking about our high-end promise, we want to make sure that we are clear on, we know that our ideal client has this problem and they know that they have a problem, right? We are not trying to convince them that they have a problem. We're creating a package based on a specific problem that we know that they already have and that they're actually willing to get a handle on. Right? So think about that, you know, versus the $1 problem versus the $1 million problem. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, you know, just, you know, think about something that your ideal client is really, really struggling with, and they're, you know, waking up, you know, what is it that they are like, you know what, I am just so done with this. I am so done with this challenge. Carol, I know you work a lot with grief, right? So they're done with just feeling like they're paralyzed in despair, right? And so by the end of the program, we can say that I am going to help you have an end to the despair and instead have this experience instead. Have this experience of joy. Find your joy again. Find excitement about going out to dinner with your friends again. Release the guilt around being able to be happy again, or whatever it is. So we want to take a look at that. What is the problem that they have, that they experience? And then what is the outcome that they want instead? What's the outcome that they want instead? Okay, I talk about this in terms of Pain Island versus Pleasure Island inside of Activate Abundance and inside of Six Figure Foundations. What does it look like for them on Pain Island? What do they want to have instead? And again, we want this to be a tangible problem that your ideal client is willing to invest to solve, which means that it is a big enough problem that they want to actually have an end to. Okay. We also want to just be clear on what is the cost of not solving this problem? What happens if they don't have your help and your support to solve this problem? We know that they're going to stay on Pain Island, right? But how else is that going to cost them? Is it going to cost them their joy? Is it going to cost them relationships? Is it going to cost them their own well-being? What do they need to learn, know, or do? So again, we want to think about the result. In order for them to have the result, what are some of the things that they need to learn? What are some of the things that they need to know? And what are some of the things that they need to implement? Right? We don't get results without implementing. We know that. If we could meditate our way to success, we probably all would be there already. We'd be gazillionaires, right? So we want to be clear and like, okay, like what would my ideal client need to learn? What would she need to know? What would I want to educate her about? And what would be some specific steps that she would want to take? And then we also want to know, what is their why? What is their why? So that they can. Why are we starting here? Because this gives us a good understanding of what we're going to put into our package once we have the answers to these questions. Okay, now instead of just trying to throw together a 12-week program, we're actually going to be creating a program that's going to serve them at the highest level and actually give them solutions. Make sense?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Absolutely, Christy. Sure, go for it.
So I talk about, in the ebook that I just wrote, I talk about people finding their why. When you say, what is their why?
Mm-hmm.
Can you expand on that a little bit more? Because to me, that's an individual thing.
It is going to be an individual thing for sure. But depending on your ideal client, there's going to be some generalities, so they can what, right? So if they want to get healthier, chances are you're working with a group of people that probably have similar reasons why they want to have this experience. So they can what? So they can
Okay, so in this instance, it would be so they can get their life back, go sit at a soccer game with their kids, go on a date night with their husband. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Exactly.
Got
exactly. It. Yeah. So think of this as the pleasure island. What would their experience look like on the pleasure island piece? So the cost of not solving this is what is also going to be, with them on Pain Island, and their why. Why do they actually want to do this? Why do they want to be healthier? Why do they want to lose the weight? Why do they want to put an end to grief? Why do they want to learn about energy? Why do they want to learn about health and wellness? What are the reasons why? Because if we are clear and we understand what their why is, then that's also going to help us with our messaging. It's also going to help us with our messaging to actually communicate why this package is going to benefit them, because they want this experience of life. So we're changing the conversation from join my $3,000 program that has 12 weeks in it to join my XYZ transformational program so that you can go to a soccer game again and feel exciting and be able to get up and hike in the woods or whatever. So we're talking about relationship building with them based on the results that they want. Yeah. Was that helpful, Christy? Yeah, cool. So when we start thinking about how we get to help them solve their problem, that is a very different mindset and a very different come from versus how do I just create a $3,000 offer? Right? Yeah. So your package problem is to help your client solve the problem of, so they can have their outcome. Solve the problem of whatever that is, so they can have. Now, when we're taking a look now at kind of what to put in, now we're going to be talking about specifics. So if we think about this as inventory, what are we going to put in our package? What do we want to include in the inventory of our package? And so these are some things that are going to, I want you to take a look at. What are some components that you include in your services, or you could include in your services? And you just get to like write them down, like brainstorm all of the things. Maybe if you are working in nutrition like Christy is, you do a pantry clean out. Maybe you would actually go shopping with them. Maybe they have access to a Google Drive that has got, the handouts. Maybe they get a recipe book. Maybe they get a welcome gift. What are some of all the components and the extra little things that you do that your clients may not even realize? Like even answering a text message, being available to answer a text message, being available to answer a DM, being available to answer an email, right? All these little components of it really, really count. So I want you to think about, when you think about your services and how you're sharing it with them, what are all the different components that you can add or that you do now that is going to allow them to have an amazing experience. And again, we get to approach this from the place of how can I help them get like such an incredible experience? How do I help them get the result? So what are some components that you could include in your services that, again, you or your client might not even realize, but it's incredibly valuable? I know for me, one of the things that I include is Voxer access. So people have access to me at any time. They can just Voxer, ask me a question. Hey, Chris, I'm creating my high-end offer and I'm stuck here and I have a question. Can you help me? I can get back with them within an hour, at least by the end of the day. Like, how valuable would that be to have somebody in their back pocket anytime, right? Or your client, Carol, that might be struggling with grief and she just can't get out of the depression and the low that she's in. And she could actually Voxer you or text you and be like, I just need some help, right? So maybe you could offer some SOS calls, right, into your package. Yeah. Yeah. What are some other ideas? I'd love for you guys just to come off mute and share.
I can
Yeah.
share. I'm creating a library of meditations for them so that they can have meditations for different things and different lengths, daily affirmations via email to help support them. I have just written my book, Chris, my brief poem book, and I literally got it right here. Oh my God, look at this today. So I would send them a copy of my book and they could choose whether they want the real book, the audio book, or the ebook. It's not out yet until the end of next week, but
Yeah.
those sort of things just to lift it up, but definitely.
Fantastic.
And mindfulness.
Oh, so good. Yeah, absolutely. So they can pop in, a meditation. You could even customize a meditation. I know some of my colleagues that are, and also some of my clients that also do NLP or hypnosis.
Yeah.
They'll do a one-on-one session, customized, right?
Yeah. Can I
So
just say something, Chris? You suggested to me putting a QR code in my book. I have done that and linked it to a meditation that they can download for free when they get the book. So thank you. Great suggestion.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear that supported you. Fantastic. Yeah, cool. All right. So there's going to be 4 things to help you add into your inventory. Okay. And so we're going to break them down into 4 separate categories so that you can see what can you put inside of your package that is going to take it up a notch to be really juicy and exciting and in high service to your person. So number 1 would be, and we want to include 1 or more from each of these 4 categories. So 1 is creating momentum. So think about when a client is first starting with you. We really want to help them to create results pretty darn quickly so they feel the value of their investment, right? We don't want them to wait until week 6 before they start feeling like, oh yeah, this was great. We want to help them as soon as possible. So there are some things that you can do to help them with that. 1 could be a very specific topic or kickstart consultation. So one of the things that I do with my clients is we do fast track strategy calls. So, sometimes before they even get in the program, or at least it's within the first month of their program, they have a one-on-one call with me. I can see where they are and we can decide where to start with them so that I'm helping them create momentum very, very quickly. Another thing that is really fun to do with your clients is a VIP day, and you can do a VIP day live or virtual. So when I work with private clients for either 6 months or a year, they get a VIP day with me where we will either meet in person or we will do a live online virtual VIP day. Sometimes having a checklist, right, to help them kind of see, okay, this is their starter checklist. These are the things that we're going to focus on, right? So that they can actually start building momentum right away. For my clients, I actually have a business assessment, which is the next one. You could do a review of materials, an assessment, a questionnaire, where they are, right? Help them feel like immediately they're creating momentum on their journey to get the results. So I do a business assessment and they get access to that. They get to fill it out. There's a questionnaire as soon as they enroll inside of Activate Abundance that allows me to really take a look at what's going on inside of their business. Or maybe there's a special report that you've got or that you could share with them. Okay. We can also think about this as a way that we actually are onboarding our clients, right? So onboarding your client and giving them an amazing experience right up front is also going to up level the whole program. Okay. Maybe you also want to add a welcome gift. Gifts are my love language, you guys. So I love to give gifts. I'm constantly giving, like, I have so much joy when I'm like, oh, I have to order this for my clients because this would be so fun. They would love that. So, for me, every single client that comes to work with me gets a welcome gift. Whenever I do retreats, I always put goodie bags together. It just feels really, really good to me. Number 2, you want to take a look at what can you include that is expertise or training. So I want you to think about, look for ways that you can actually deliver your expertise or training. And remember, you can include trainings provided by other resources. This doesn't necessarily have to be all from your own brain, right? So think about done for you forms, templates, checklists, scripts, examples of written materials that you've even used, right? So, you could actually have, a questionnaire. I know one thing that I used when I was a health coach was a toxicity questionnaire. And so they would go through that questionnaire first. And so that was, allowing them to kind of do on the first week and on the last week, they used this toxicity questionnaire to see where they were and then where did they end up. And which is also another thing. I highly recommend that if you're in nutrition or even, Carol with the grief, you could actually have them do a self-assessment, a scale in the beginning and a middle of the end or something like that too. Yeah. Any teaching on specific topics, are there specific topics that you would want, to train them on or teach them, right? So the meditation components, for somebody that might be experiencing anxiety and grief, maybe there's a specific breath technique or something, and you could also give a handout. So, there's other people that teach multiple things. And so when we can also include that. Another thing that I do is I include guest experts. I love guest experts because that means that I get to share and create collaborations and generosity and bring guest experts into my program. And that allows me to stay dialed in on the things that I love to do and help my clients get incredible results. So an example of this could be something like if you were going to do a VIP day with somebody, you could, buy somebody a massage or have a massage therapist come in and do massage as part of your, ideal client's experience for, relaxation or self-care. Or maybe you would invite somebody in to actually do a meditation, right? So, or do a hypnosis. And this is actually something that my coach actually did, my book coach, Sarah Cannell. When I joined her mastermind program, she gifted each one of us a one-on-one hypnosis session with a hypnotist, I guess. Is that the right word? That sounds so weird. That sounds like, anyways, but that was really cool. Like, I was like, that's so fun. Right. So this was an example of, using trainings that were provided by somebody else. or connecting and collaborating with people. Another thing that I do, and Carol, I know you know Laura, and Margaret, you know Laura. Laura has inside of Activate Abundance, Copy That Converts, how to create copy and content that converts. We have a little mini course inside of Activate Abundance. So, and we also gift that to our people inside of Six Figure Foundation. So that is helping people, because I know, where do we get stuck? We all get stuck on content and messaging, right? And she's an expert. So I get to provide somebody else's expertise that's also going to help my client get the results. Make sense? Yeah. Include the delivery. So again, this piece we want to be really clear. How are we actually going to deliver it? Are they private sessions? Are they group sessions? Are they, live or virtual if you're doing a VIP day? Are they group training? We can have high-end groups, right? High-end masterminds and higher priced programs in a group. So this doesn't necessarily have to just be one-on-one. You could actually have a high-end offer for a group. Do they get short emergency check-in calls or sessions, right? Like the SOS calls? Do they get a Facebook group or email? Do they get any reviews or evaluations? Maybe they have access to a seminar or a retreat. So these are different things that you can include inside of your package delivery. Okay, so, for example, when we think about seminars and retreats, I do 2 retreats, one in the spring, one in the fall, that my clients have access to. And so that is one way, one component of my Activate Abundance. We also have specific quarterly strategy sessions. Inside of Six Figure Foundations, we do a whole virtual day on branding. So uncovering the soul of your brand so that you can authentically know how to communicate your message. So these are different things that I'm adding to my program to create amazing value. And these are things that I've thought about specifically when I thought about, God, what would I wanted to have? Right? So remember, your ideal client is going to be a previous version of you. So you could think about, what would be something that would have made the experience or something that I would have wanted to have. And, these things that I put together inside of any of my programs are things that I know that I've learned over the years, or I know that are going to help my ideal client create traction. And then you can take a look at bonuses. So when we think about the bonuses, Carol, you were talking about your book. So yeah, books, journal, done for you materials, right? So, when I love, helping my clients with done for you materials, templates, scripts, examples, checklists, right? These are just some ideas, but I love doing that because why? It saves time. Right? If we had to do if your client had to do all of the thing on her own, like if you're helping her with nutrition, right? And you give her a template or a meal guide or a balanced plate or recipes or whatever, those are done for them. It makes them not have to think so hard about what they're going to do. You could do some virtual intensive, something specific like I do for the soul of your brand, which is, a specific intensive. You could give them a pay in full bonus. There's lots of different ways to do pay in full bonuses. Pay in full bonuses don't necessarily just need to be more access to you. It could be access to a webinar, to a video training. It could be access to another type of program. So one of the things that I did with my health coaching clients, when they worked with me in the 12-week or the 6-month program, they got access to attend my live 6-week wellness program. So they got a bonus training there. And that I was doing, and I want you to think about this in terms of time, right? So why was that valuable? I was teaching the 6-week wellness program anyways to the people that were inside the 6-week wellness program, right? And so for me to give that to my client wasn't costing me any more time, but it was giving her amazing value. So I want you to start thinking about, what do you have in your wheelhouse that you could add as a bonus that's not really costing you any more time? All right. If somebody was coming in, to see you for a VIP day, maybe you would get them, a private car service, a seminar ticket or group class access, right? Recordings or trainings and Q&A calls. If you've got a group program, you could give people, as a bonus, access to previous calls or access to specific trainings that you've done. Being featured, right? So for those of you that are in the wellness world and more on the business side, you could actually help somebody be featured, you know, I do that for my clients inside of Amplify. They get to be featured inside of my email list, and I do a interview with them, and I also bonus them by sending out their information to my list and helping them create visibility that way. Okay. And then sometimes people use additional access for a guest, right? So maybe you're working with somebody and she wants her, you know, husband to come on the call for the nutritional component or for the energy component or whatever. So you could add additional access as a bonus for a guest, for an employee, if you're working in corporate, for a spouse, for a partner. So these are some bonuses that we get to add into our program. Can you see how all of these put together is so much more than just 12 one-on-one sessions? Yeah. When we think about 12 one-on-one sessions versus, oh my gosh, I get a 12-week program, this container that gets all of this amazing, juicy stuff that's going to help support me in getting the result that I want. How is this landing for you guys? Yeah. Any questions so far here? How do you think it would make a difference for your ideal client if you included one or more things from here into their package? This is what makes it an easy yes for them. This is what makes it actually a hell yes for them, because they're like, oh my gosh, not only am I going to get to work on this problem, but I'm going to be supported in all of these ways. And so you're filling, you're solving problems for them by adding this in, right? So for example, I give my clients a 90-day done for you content plan. It solves a problem of what to post for 90 days. That's, you know, part of the bonus. Templates or scripts, you know, how do you do a clarity call? Well, here you go. Here's a script on how to guide somebody through a clarity call, right? So it's more, it's more than just work with me for a year to create 6 figures in your business. It's let me support you in knowing what to do, and here are the things that I'm going to give you to support you on that road. Yeah. What's popping up for you guys? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. How are you looking at your creating a high-end program now? You actually might be thinking like, oh yeah, now this is going to be worth way more than $2,000. It's going to be worth like $10,000, right? Yeah.
Chris, what's coming up for me is that apart from the first one, which is creating momentum, but I sort of do it because I have a soul call.
Yeah.
What I call a soul call, and it's an acronym for self, others, universe, and life. And that's anyway. But I offer all of this already.
Mm-hmm.
At
in the momentum piece, or
no, all the rest of it, you know, the done for you, and like examples of written materials that I've actually written myself that I gift them, for example, when they need it. And the delivery, you know, lots of the things that you've suggested for the delivery and the bonuses. And I'm just like, my prices aren't high enough. That is what is going off for me.
It's mindset then. Yeah. So we get to dive into that, right? So do you mind sharing what your pricing is? And we're going to go into pricing next, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So mine is, they have to work for me for minimum 6 sessions, which is actually more or less 12 weeks because it's every other week. Okay. So let's say it's 3 months, just 2.
Okay.
1,200.
Okay. $1,200. What would you, okay. So here's what we're going to do. I want everybody to think about their price here. We're going to talk about 3 different prices. Okay. This is the way, this is kind of the formula for picking a price. So first of all, you guys have all this, so I'm not going to go through this because we just went through all this. This is just for you to fill in on your own. I want you to think about 3 prices. I want you to think about one price that is easy peasy, past the butter. You have no problem whatsoever offering it. And it's just like, yeah, like that's an easy peasy offer. Then I want you to think a price that is higher than that might feel a little stretchy, but you can still see yourself doing it. And then I want you to think of a price that I call is in the bullshit zone. And I call it a bullshit zone price because even though it might sound amazing, you know you're never going to offer it because you won't say the words. Right. So there's typically, Carol's laughing at me. It's true, right? Like we could say I have $100,000 offer and I could create $100,000 offer. But if I never invite somebody to $100,000 offer, it's not going to do any good, right? So what's your bullshit zone price? What's the medium price that feels a little bit stretchy? And then what is the easy peasy price? Does everybody have that written down yet? Sarah, what are your three?
So the easy one is what I've already done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1,200. And I have actually just put the price up as well. So it was even less than that. Anyway, baby steps, increments. The higher price, so the middle one is 3,000.
Okay.
And the last one is 15,000.
Amazing. Awesome. So here's what we want to do. We're going to go with the middle one. We're going to go with the middle one because we want to go with a price that is that feels a little bit out of our comfort zone because it allows us to stretch. Also, you know, that $3,000 offer, for those of you that are unaware, is absolutely the going market rate for a 12-week program. Let me just say that. Actually, $3,000 for a 12-week program was the market rate back when I graduated in 2017. So it's a whole lot more now. So I'm sharing that with you just so that you can feel like, oh, I'm not like doing something out of the market rate. You're absolutely not. As a matter of fact, one-on-one support that has access to you with all of this amazing juiciness, people are charging $3,000 or more. Now, does that mean that some people are charging less? Yeah, but they're probably charging less, not because they don't know what it is they're doing, but because it's a mindset issue. It's more of we're just getting stuck in our own head of, I could never charge that much. And that just means that we've got some of our own money blockages around that we get to work through. And so I would encourage you, Sarah, and if 3,000 still feels like there's no way I could jump from 1,200 to 3,000, that's okay. You know, my suggestion is raise it, you know, in increments. So maybe you go up to 1997. From 1,200 to 1997, right? I know when I first graduated, my price was $1,497. And then I went up to 1997, and then I went up to 24.97, then I went up to 3,000. And then, you know, so you can take some baby steps, but ultimately we want to be at a minimum of $2,000 to $3,000. So you could do that right now, Sarah, with your, you know, 1997. And then here's where we get to talk about payment plans versus pay in full plans and bonuses like that too. Would that be helpful for you guys to talk about kind of how do we do payment plans versus pay in full plans and what's the whole psychology and mindset behind that? Okay,
Yes.
so and here's something that I want to be really clear about. A payment plan is going to cost your client more, but it's not to penalize them. It is because you are the bank. You are taking a risk that you are not going to be paid for your services. So I want you to take a look at a payment plan versus a pay in full investment is that your price for your program is actually the total of your payment plan. You're giving them a discount by paying in full versus saying that your price is $2,000 and then they have to add extra for a payment plan. I want you to see that differently. So for example, Sarah, you could do, you know, the investment in this program is $24.97. And you get if you decide to pay in full, you can save $500 and it's only $19.97. That feels so much more helpful and valuable and generous than the program's $19.97, or you could make XYZ payments, which turns out to be $24.97. Okay. So you want to make sure that whatever the minimal amount is that you want to make, which is $19.97, right? If we want to have a $2,000 or $3,000 offer, That's going to be your pay in full investment, whatever the minimum is. Okay. Any questions about that one piece? We're going to go
Yes.
more. Yeah.
Just want to clarify. So if I think my minimum is 4,500
Mhm.
and somebody that's for pay in full, do I then say to them, but if you, oh, that's the pay in full, or are we thinking 5,000 is then?
Sure. Yeah. So you could say the investment in the program
Yeah.
is $49.97, $5,000.
Okay.
You can make 3 payments of whatever those 3 payments would to equal that $49.97, or you could pay in full and save $500, and that investment would be $4,500.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Wait, I'm still a little confused because I thought you said that the pay in full price is the minimum amount of what you want to pay, of what you want to receive.
Yeah, it is.
So
Mhm.
let's just say $49.97 is what you're going to offer them in the payment plan, or if
Yeah.
you,
Payment plan.
but then that means the people that pay in full are paying less than what your minimum is.
No, okay. So you want to start with your what, and actually Carol started with 4,500. So her minimum wasn't 5,000, her minimum was 4,500.
Okay, so
payment
so if
for-
they pay in full, they end up paying 4,500 because they're getting the $500 off. I got it.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Got
you're
it.
welcome. Yeah. So we're rewarding people by paying in full. They're getting a discount, they're getting a bonus. You can also offer bonuses for paying in full as well. So you could, in addition, this is what I like to call bonus stacking. So in addition to giving them a $1 off bonus, you could give them, something extra for paying in full. Maybe it's an extra session. Maybe it's one of the things that I did that I added inside of my health coaching when I was also doing massage therapy was they got 3 1-hour massages with me. So that was extra that they got. So you can think about pay in full bonuses. Another bonus that I added was a subscription to the Calm app. So I think that only cost me like $50 for the entire year, and they got a year subscription. So that was like a bonus. So think about, what would be some fun bonuses that are not costing you a ton of money, but are giving them incredible value, lots and lots of value. I also did, for those of you that are in nutrition, oh gosh, what was it called? Blue Apron subscription. So when they worked with me, if they paid in full and they were working with me for 6 months, they got a Blue Apron subscription, which allowed them to get meal delivery once a month. And that was really beneficial for them because my women didn't love to cook. And they didn't know what to cook. So they got not only, and they didn't like to shop, which was really the thing. I actually had a client, she's like, oh, I hate to cook. I'm like, really? And she's like, yes, I just can't stand going to shop for all the ingredients. I'm like, oh, it's not that you don't like to cook, it's that you hate to shop. So that was her gift, was the Blue Apron subscription. And that was so cool because she came back and told me, she's like, now I love to cook and I'm in the kitchen with my husband and I've got all of the ingredients and I've got the recipe and I know exactly what to do. And it's like so much fun. And I'm like, amazing. Right. So that was a gift that is helping her create transformation, which means that she is eating better. She's having a better relationship with her husband. She has a better relationship with herself. She feels better. She's learning things. She's getting new recipes. And that was an easy peasy thing to do. Okay, so back to payments. So you want to think about a pay in full investment. And then we also can take a look at a pay in full with a quick decision savings. Quick decision savings. So what is that? Typically, when we have a discount on our programs or our offers, you can, and if you're doing this one-on-one, my suggestion is you can say, when you make your decision within 24 hours or 48 hours, right? Then you get this, extra savings. I have a action taker bonus that I like to use in my 6-figure foundations program. And so by a certain time period, they can save $2,000 off the program. And then after that date goes, it's going to go up another 1,000, and then it's going to go back up. So my entire program is set at a specific rate. And then quick decision savings allows people to be supported. This isn't fear of missing out. This is being supported in making an empowered decision. Okay, because the truth is, when we're not making a decision about joining a program or not joining a program, or going with a coach or not going with a coach, or investing in a car or not, whatever that is, the longer time we're in our head about it, the more the brain looks for reasons why we shouldn't do it and all of that craziness. And we just end up spinning and we end up getting more confused. So a quick decision savings is going to benefit them in multiple ways. Number one, it is going to allow them to have a discount. And number two, it's going to serve them in making a decision. So they're actually getting off the fence and doing something. They're deciding, right? Whether it's yes or no, doesn't matter. We just want them to make a decision, right? If it's no, no problem. Great. What do you want? Go. I get to help you get that, right? If it's yes, then we're going to go this way. If it's no, no problem. We're going to go this way. But at least they're making a decision about what direction they're going, and they're not sitting on the fence. So it's only in the best interest of your client to help them make that decision a little bit more quickly. Now, you don't have to give them you could just give them, a $500 savings, Carol, if they pay in full, right? And that could be fine too. Okay, so you don't have to, but that is just another option. I do that with my group programs. So those of you that got my emails about Six Figure Foundations, that's what's happening right now. So when you join me inside of Six Figure Foundations, you save, $2,000. So what would be the pay in full amount versus what would be the payment plan amount with a quick decision savings? So you can kind of figure that out for yourself. Some coaches take deposits, some coaches don't. You can decide that. Do you want to take a deposit, or do you want that to just be, their first payment? Do you want it to be, a certain number of payments depending on the time? So this is just allowing you to kind of get all of the details down here so that you are super confident in what it is that you're delivering, and you're super confident in the price, right? If you're not confident in your price and you're like, oh, I'm not sure the payment is, then that instantly is going to break confidence with your client. So you're going to want to have this written down someplace so that you feel really good and you're confident. You're like, yep, I would love to work with you. The investment in the program is $5,000. You can pay in full for $4,500, or, you could make a payment plan of whatever that is. I need to get out my calculator again for Carol. Okay. Yeah. Any questions about this?
Yeah, Chris, could you just talk a little bit about groups? No, this is great. Groups.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of having 4 people in a group for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I was thinking 4,500 for 6 months for each person. Does that sound like a reasonable? I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Heck yeah. Especially if you're adding a one-on-one component in there too. For sure.
Yeah, it would be.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, Six Figure Foundations, the regular price of that is $49.97. And that's a 12-week program. So it's 12 weeks, it's $49.97. It includes weekly live calls, but it also has the extra. We actually do a tech call too. So because I know my people get stuck with tech. So again, I'm thinking about, gosh, what it is that I wish I knew. Well, let's do a tech call. Let's help people with setting up an email marketing or payment system or scheduling system. What are some of the tech pieces that I could support them in? And then a whole VIP day with the branding piece so that they get really clear about what is unique to them that draws clients to them. By the way, all of you guys have this. We all do. We all have archetypes. So it's called branding with archetypes that we have grown up with. It's just a way of our being. There's typically a top, 2 or 3 archetypes that we resonate with, and your ideal client is resonating with that in you. And so when you are able to share and communicate in ways that feels natural, because that is you, it's just part of who we are, right? That allows you to show up more confidently in the world, and it allows you to just, share without having to feel like you've got to be somebody other than who it is that you are in order to, get a client. You don't. You just get to be you. Yeah. And then I also include a one-on-one session in that too. So any other, you guys have this in your workbook, right? So if you asked yourself the same questions about what do I do now that I have a high-end offer, right? Now you have your high-end offer. How are you going to get it in front of people? How are you going to help your person who really is looking for this say yes, please, without feeling salesy in the process? What are the other critical foundations that you need to have in your business? So I want to share I'm going to stop the share here. And I also want to take some questions about payments too. Barbara, do you offer one or the other, pay in full or quick decision? Barbara, both. So one would be a pay in full amount. The other one would be, a time limited, right? So within the next 48 hours, you would have a pay in full with whatever that quick decision is. And that would be based on a time limiter. The other thing that you can do with that with quick decision is it could be for the next 5 people. So the next 5 people or the first 5 people or the next 2 people. So for your group, Carol, you could say, for the first 3 people that enroll in the group, you get this extra thing. Right. So why do we want to put limiters? And this is really going into the sales component. We want to have limiters so that people can actually take action. Why? Because we know if we don't take action, we're not getting results. So we want to encourage them to take action and get results or make the decision in some way, shape, or form, right? So if we give somebody a 48-hour discount, or we give the next 5 people a, customized meditation sequence for when they get stressed out, that's just a little like icing on the cake, right? They're like, oh, that's, and it feels very generous as well. And it feels really good for them. Okay. And it helps them make that decision. Yeah. Awesome. I'm so glad you like these ideas. Sarah, I love the flip on that about, okay, good. So I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything. I rarely keep my chat open, you guys, because I get so distracted. That will go down a rabbit hole. All right. Who has questions about pricing? Who's got questions? Who wants help on their pricing? I told you guys I was going to give you some laser coaching here on your pricing. I'm totally here for you. We got Carol, we got Sarah. You got some good pricing. Who else wants help with their price? Do not be shy. Carol, yes.
Because I'm in Canada, and I always feel guilty when I then say it's in US dollars. I'm like, so, do I charge people in Canada in Canadian dollar? I know the answer is I'm not supposed to, but there's no right answer on this, Carol. It really isn't. There's no right answer on that. It's totally what feels in alignment with you. Yeah.
If it is causing you to feel like, I don't want to charge them in US dollars, then don't. Then just charge them in Canadian
I just
dollars.
needed you to tell me that.
Yeah, you totally get to. Look, your intuition is always going to trump any type of strategy or anything that I share with my clients. It's one thing that I am 100%, I can give you things that are proven to work, but I want to customize it so that it feels good to you. Because if you are feeling wonky around charging it in US dollars, and so therefore you're not offering it, that's not helping anybody. So I want you to do what it is that you feel aligned with. And if you feel aligned with Canadian, do it in Canadian.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a question?
Christy.
So with my nutrition packages, I do some testing as well. And depending on how deep they get, there could also be some cost of supplements to them.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some mixed feedback on whether to include the cost of the testing and or the supplements into the cost of the package. I don't right now, because I guess the energy around that for me is I'm stretching myself with the cost of the package already. If I put out there how much it's going to be in total, it's going to just be a no-go for people. So I know that first of all needs to change. My energy around it needs to change, but would you suggest everything gets bundled together, or does it even matter?
So I think that this is personal preference, but I will say that if we're working with a high-end offer, which is what we're talking about today, I would recommend that you bundle it.
Okay.
I would recommend, and I have a very, very good friend of mine. Her name is Amanda Hinman. She runs Hinman Holistic Health. She does testing. She does Dutch testing. She does blood work. She does some other stuff in there. She has a 6-week group program. She includes the testing in that. And so she includes the price of the testing in the price.
Okay.
So it's, and I think, gosh, it's a group program, and I think she charges around $6,000 for the 6 months. For the group
I've got
program.
mine priced right now at 2,700 plus for 6 months, plus the cost of the testing and whatever supplements they would need.
Yeah. So that's a very, if that's one-on-one support, that is definitely under market value. I'll just say that definitely, you definitely have some room to grow with that one for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So again, Amanda, she's a functional nutritional coach. You both have the same experience. It's a group program for 6 months for $6,000. It does include the coaching. It's got, some other membership stuff in there, which I'm sure that you have. So I'm not saying that you have to charge $6,000. I'm just saying that you get to look and see an example of a business model and somebody that is doing that in the market and is getting clients. And there's a lot of people that she has that are paying that. So the idea that nobody's going to pay that for my services is not true. It's a thought. It is simply a thought. And once we work through that, you're going to come through on the other side and you will see that absolutely people are going to want that. Because
Do you
again,
advertise your prices on your website?
I do. And there's lots of different schools of thought on that. And here's where and this is personal, and you be personal for everybody. For me, I want my people to know what the investment is, so that when they get on a call with me, there's no sticker shock. Okay. I want them, if they go to my website, to know. And the other thing is that as a coach myself, if a coach doesn't have a price on their website, I'm probably not going to book a call with them, because I want to see what is included and what's my investment. So it's not that I'm making a decision based on price. It's that I just want to know. I want to see. I want to have all of the information that I need to make a decision. And so, because that is the way that I work, I provide that for my clients too.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that have taken their prices off.
You know what? And there's no one right way to do it.
Right.
My suggestion, you get to choose what works for you. For me, this feels really good and aligned for me. And the other thing that is, again, if we think about time and we think about running a business, I know that if I have my pricing on my website and people book a call with me, in my questionnaire, I even say, have you gone to the website? Have you seen that information? I want them to come to the call prepared on making a decision. And so if they don't know what the price is and they're just jumping on and then they have sticker shock, that's not serving me and it's not serving them. And so I want to make sure this is a step of pre-qualifying your client. So it's actually going to help you in your sales calls when you are inviting somebody into, actually sharing the price. It's going to help them. So then when they're on the call, they're already pre-qualified. They already know, right? That's one of the reasons why I always am transparent about my pricing. I share my pricing. I shared my pricing today here with you guys for Six Figure Foundations. The regular investment is $49.97. If you want to join Six Figure Foundations now, you can get it for $29.97. It's on my website. It's on the sales page. And it's not that I'm selling the price. It's just, I want you to have all the information so that you can make an empowered decision.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Yeah. So that works for me. If it doesn't work for you, or you decide that doesn't align for you, that's totally fine too. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions around pricing? Edith, how are you doing? How are you doing with your pricing?
I'm how to say I'm thinking about it because I am launching a group program. It is the first time, and I was thinking about doing a beta program, and of course to have kind of launching pricing. So, but now when I look at everything that I put in it, I found it's a little bit too low, of course, but I think I don't know how do you price when it is the beta version of your program?
Oh, this is such a good question. Thank you for asking this, Edith. Beta versus regular, right? Beta.
Mm.
So here's the thing, how to price a beta program is really more of a mindset issue than it is like a strategical question, right? Because when you're teaching something for the first time, I guarantee that you're going to show up even more powerful than teaching it for the 100th time. Guarantee it. So the idea that you can't charge a normal amount for a beta program is just not true. You can absolutely charge your regular rate for a beta program. Absolutely 100%. Because the energy that you're putting in it, the information that you're putting in it, just because you're teaching it for the first time doesn't mean that it's not valuable. Just means that you're teaching it for the first time. That's it. So my suggestion is you don't have to discount your beta program if you don't want to. Now, if you want to use that as a selling point of, this is the first time I'm offering it, therefore I will be giving you, for the first cohort that goes through this program, $500 off. It will never be this price again. I'm just, since we're launching it for the first time, but that's a very different, that's a strategic decision versus a mindset issue. Is everybody understanding the difference here? Yeah. So you can use it as a strategy for inviting people into your program. Like, hey guys, like, it's never going to be this price again. This is the first time we're running it. And so I'm rolling it out at a special introductory rate. And that's the wording I would love for you to use, is introductory rate, not beta program, because beta sounds like you don't know what you're doing. Okay. It's an introductory rate. It will never be this price again. Versus, oh, I don't know if I should charge for a beta program. Yes, you should. Melissa says, I've never charged. When you're just beginning to charge, do you start out less? So here's what I want everybody to remember, and that is you get to charge for your services. This is about owning your value, owning your worthiness, and serving others doesn't mean giving away your services for free. So Melissa, this is a mindset piece too. This is, that is really more of a worthiness thing, that, I should just be giving and not receiving. Right? If I'm really heart-centered, I should just give it all away and not charge for it. And that is something that we get to change, because if we're constantly giving and we're not allowing ourselves to receive, we're working in scarcity. The reason why we're not charging or we're not receiving is because we're uncomfortable with receiving. Right? It's easier for us to just give than it is to receive. Right? But if you don't charge for your services, then what ends up happening is that your clients are not going to show up powerfully either. There has to be some skin in the game for them. We all know that's human psychology, right? Like, something that's given to us for free, we may or may not use, but something that we invest in, we're actually going to use it, right? Yeah. And the same thing for your client. When somebody pays you, Melissa, it's not about them paying you. It's about them valuing themselves in the transformation, that they're investing in themselves through you. They're saying, I matter enough that I'm going to invest in my health and my wellness. And when they put money into a service, then that also allows them to back it up with their own energy. And that's really, really powerful. It's really powerful, because then your person is going to show up for themselves. So not charging for our services is actually a disservice to our clients. We're actually giving them a way out. We're giving them a back door to not show up. That's really how strongly I feel about this. And I've done it myself, right? I bought low-end things. I've gotten 3 free things and I haven't shown up for it. Human psychology. There's nothing wrong with us, but we do that. It's just human psychology. Versus if I invest in it, guess what? I'm going to show up. I'm going to take action. I'm going to implement. Guess what happens? I get results. So we want to be able to have a container. And again, it is only in service to them to show up, implement, take action so that they can get the results. So you do want to charge for your services. Yeah. Bye, Sarah. Oh, you're welcome. Before you go, Sarah, and before everybody goes, because I know we're coming up on time, I have got two things. One is if you want a strategy session with me to price, I have 30-minute strategy sessions. They're only $27. So if you want to dive in with me more in depth on pricing your offer, DM me on Facebook and I'll send you the link. Again, it's $27 and we will, you'll be able to, you and I will chat and I'll be able to help you price whatever it is that you want to price your high-end offer. And then the last thing is Six Figure Foundations. I would love to invite you into that program. It starts August 7th. And it is going to take you through not just your high-end offer, but we're going to create your profit plan. You're going to go through the soul of your brand. We're also going to help you create your own personal signature system that you become known for, which is important. It's your proprietary process. It's an amazing program. It's live calls like this, plus you get a one-on-one call with me. And when you join by Saturday, you can save $2,000. So I've never offered anything with the amount of access at this rate at a $2,000 discount. So if this is something that speaks to you and you want to hop on a call with me about it, I'm happy to support you. If you know that you're in and you want to join me, you can just click the link in the workbook and it'll take you right there. Awesome. Bye, Sarah. All right, who's got questions? Any other questions before we pop up for today? I know that we are just at time, and so I want to respect your wishes. Cool. Okay, so to finish up, you have a high-end offer. Oh, I'm so glad it was helpful, Christy. You have a high-end offer. The next component of it is I want to make sure that you really have the foundational pieces, which means we need to design a profit plan for you with your high-end offer. We also want to make sure that you are able to attract ideal clients into your ecosystem with a high converting freebie. Want to make sure that you have, all of these critical components. And that is why I created Six Figure Foundations. So for many of my clients who are not ready to go into Activate Abundance, which is my entire year-long program, which also includes how to attract, how to nurture, and do workshops, in-person, online events. Six Figure Foundations takes the design module and some of the mindset work, and we do that in 12 weeks. So I'm giving people an opportunity to get their foundational pieces in a way that is going to help them take action in their business and get results. So just wanted to kind of let you know that you've got two options there. You can absolutely join me inside of Activate Abundance if you want the whole shebang. But if you want a smaller piece and get your foundations going, you can start with me inside of Six Figure Foundations. Cool. What is an aha before you leave? Could you please share with me what was valuable? What are you taking away from our call today that you feel is really valuable?
I need to revamp my program. It's so structured with just, this is what you get, 2 tests, this, that. There's no warmth and love and freebie, like lots of freebies and character in it. It's just very structured. So this was awesome.
This, and I just want to speak to that real quick because that is such a good example of the difference between logistics, which is 2 sessions, this testing, versus results, right? And people don't buy based on logistics. They're going to want to know what's in it, yes, but people are really investing based on the results. Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing, Christy.
For me, it was the pricing that if I want 4,500, I've got to think of it as $49.97 and then give that $500. And I really see how that is a nice way. It's like a gift. People feel, wow, that's great, rather than penalizing people for the payment plan. I love that. That was a real aha, Chris. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it just feels so much better.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Who else? Melissa, what about you? What are you taking away?
That I'm not helping anybody if I'm not charging them. I'm
Yeah.
just giving them a way out. And it's true. If I don't pay for something, I don't always show up. These things I show up for that you do, but that's just because I desperately need the help.
Yeah.
And I see the value even when I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've had a lot of people that I watch them just go by the wayside, or they will meet and they just haven't done the homework.
Yes, right.
And
if
it drives me crazy.
Yeah, so they don't get results. Yeah, they don't value it.
Right.
And we have to, and here's the thing, Melissa, you have to value you and your pricing and the service that you have in order for someone else to value it. Right? We all do. We all get to own that value and that worthiness first. And then they will. And it won't be an issue. It just is what it is. It's just this is the investment. That's it. Yeah. Margaret, I'm so glad to see you. What's your
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I loved this process. Like while you were talking, I just mapped out my whole thing. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was good. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. You're welcome. Yeah. Edith, what about you?
I'm gonna hop off. I'll see
Okay.
you again shortly.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Edith, what was your takeaway?
But finally, I may be a little bit uncomfortable with receiving.
Yeah, we all are, right? We all are. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that we are culturally entrained to give and not receive. But we can't help people if we don't receive, right? Energetically, if we're giving our energy all the time and we don't replenish, we can't, like, think of the ocean, right? The ocean goes out, the ocean comes in, the ocean goes out, the ocean. There has to be that natural balance of give and receive, give and receive. Yeah. Barbara, how are you? Did you have any ahas or insights? Or Solange, did you have any insights that you want to share? No. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. It was so my pleasure. Please keep me posted with how you're doing. Again, the strategy session is just $27. And so if you want that, please message me. Just send me a message on Facebook and with the word strategy, and I'll give you the strategy session. And then if you want to hop on a call about six-figure foundations and whether or not this is a good fit for you now where you are in your business, happy to help you make an empowered decision. So just know that I am about helping you make a decision, not whether or not. I'm not going to try to convince, persuade, drag you across the finish line. That's not how I roll. I will help you make a decision about whether or not this is a good fit for you and whether, what, based on the results that you want in your business. And if it's a no, that's okay too. I will give you or point you in the direction of where it is that you need to go. Based on maybe a recommendation that I have or a resource that I have or even a colleague. So that's how we get to do heart-centered sales. All right, my friends, have a great day. I will see you in the Facebook group. Thank you for being here.